So as always, frame 4, the frame before the interval, takes on a slightly different level of importance to the others. They all count the same, but it's always nice if you can get the one before the interval. It makes your little 15-minute break feel all that little bit nicer. And I would suggest this is far more important for Junhui than it is for Barry Hawkins. Barry's starting to look his normal, very composed, strong self.
Sorry. All good. All good, sorry.
A little bit of moment of madness for our referee, Marcel Eckhart. Called foul, but it wasn't.
It is touching ball, this red. The foul one.
Well, I've got to say, Sean, I'm quite happy I witnessed that, because it's the first mistake I've ever seen Marcel make. He's absolutely exemplary in everything he does.
Make a note of it. Put it in the diary. We were here when it happened. An impeccable referee. Fastly becoming one of the best on the tour. Highly respected by everybody.
Yeah, some nice safety shots by both players so far, but no real pressure on it when the pack's so tightly bunched. It's not as important to get a good line and length with a cue ball. There's no reds available anyway, so until something breaks here and they open the reds up a little bit, it's quite straightforward for players of this quality.
Yeah, he could really do with winning this frame, as I was saying. Pot success currently languishing down at 85%. That's very low for someone of Ding's class. Barry taking the initiative here and just trying to open the reds a little bit more. Just bring a bit of threat into the situation. When that cluster of reds are so tightly bunched together, there's no real threat in the game. Now the frame's going to take on a more traditional form. Barry just looking what's going to happen when he hits this red. What red is it going to push, and where's that second red going to go? He doesn't want to knock one over the corner pocket. And so worried was he, played it super thin and caught it so thin he hit the knuckle of the middle pocket. But that was all because he didn't want to push one over this corner pocket. So that's a better result than leaving a red on.
Again, little things like that just sort of frustrate Ding Junhui. You know, he's so good and he's so meticulous, and he just plays to such fine margins. Little safety errors like that, catching baulk colours when it was pretty straightforward not to, just affect him, and does sort of show off now a little bit now in his mannerisms. And obviously the other side of that is that you leave your opponent with his hand on the table, enable him to play a better safety shot, which is what Barry Hawkins has done there. So these little exchanges are all very important. Even if you don't leave pots on, it's still important to can gain the upper hand in these exchanges. And there you see Barry Hawkins well in front in the safety. And that's why he's getting more chances than Ding. Again, there's another error. Missed the red on the way down. Collided with the open red on the way back. And Barry's shaping up here as though one of these reds is available into the right corner. Or is he looking at another plant? Little bit of distance between the reds, but it's very makeable.
One.
Yeah, safely in. Good shot. But again, it's all come from Ding Junhui's lack safety. Giving Barry Hawkins a hand on the table. He's asking for trouble.
Six.
Yeah, nicely played shot there to find the gap for this red into the corner pocket. Expertly played. It wasn't a big margin of error there to finish on this red. And where's the cue ball going? In off.
Foul. Barry Hawkins 6, Ding Junhui 4.
And that red up there by the balk end is an easy starter for Ding Junhui. How important could that mistake be?
Yeah, it looks a little bit unlucky, Sean, doesn't it? But, you know, players of this calibre, Barry would have known that was slightly on. He just misjudged the cannon on the second red.
One.
And he's given Ding the chance he really didn't want to give, because Ding, in close, he's always pretty good. Just some of his long-range stuff has been a bit out so far this evening. But not a straightforward chance by any means. You can see where the black and pink are located. Have to work off the blue for the time being.
Six. Seven.
Well, I think he's just got top side of the blue, which will enable him to come back down this end of the table, but he might have to play this with quite a lot of power to get down. Yeah, you can see there, he really had to force that in. In fact, we actually saw a shot a little bit similar to that in the Jimmy White match a couple of nights ago.
12.
The blue actually jumped out the pocket. So they're not a gimme when you play it like that. Recovered the situation well, as you say, Joe. He's always dangerous when he's in the balls, isn't he? You know, he scores so heavily. I mean, 599 career centuries. There's not many players made more than that.
So just weighing up here whether it's worth taking the gamble, cannon into the pink. I think not one of them players that takes risks with his cannons. Normally they're very controlled, but you may have to just gamble a little bit here. No, again, choosing to be patient. Like I say, he's not one of them players that sort of just goes blindly mad into the bunch. He likes to
18.
pick things off and be very calculated. But sometimes you don't really have a choice. If the balls aren't there to be picked off, you have to make something happen.
$19.
And that's what can happen. We had the angle last time round to maybe take a risk, bring balls into play, get things moving, but try to be absolutely pinpoint precision, and it's gone wrong. So a good shot needed now to recover this.
Wow,
Ding Junhui,
he'd be
19.
absolutely livid with himself for that mistake. He shouldn't have been there on the blue in the first place, but it was well within his grasp that to make that blue. And look what he's done opening those reds. Gifted this opportunity to Barry Hawkins. Far from a frame-winning opportunity, you'd have to say, with the way those reds are clustered around the black. It's going to need some working out, this, but he was sat in his chair a minute ago. He'd be absolutely over the moon to be back at the table.
1. Four. Five.
And I think if Barry were to go ahead and win this frame, whether he wins it at this visit or not, but if he does go ahead and
11.
win it and go into the interval leading 3 frames to 1, that would be a massive body blow for Ding Junhui to have to endure. The chances in every frame. He's missed some unbelievably easy shots. As I say, his pot success rate still in the mid-80s. It's very poor for his very high standards that he sets himself.
$18. $19.
So this is where it starts to get a little bit more difficult for Barry. Just to make sure he keeps getting the right side of the pink now, because all the blacks down located near this top cushion. Can just play on the open red here, one closest to the left corner, or he can, if he wishes, play some kind of cannon into the black and the 2 reds. Yeah, that's what he's played. What's it looking like? Oh, he doesn't look overly happy.
25.
So definitely got a red, but not the red he wanted. And this is not straightforward now, because the red he can pot doesn't give him easy access to the next colour. He's got to try and just control the cannons off the 2 reds and try and get out for the pink in the right middle, maybe. That makes this pot a little bit more difficult. Yeah, I think he played the right shot there, Sean, don't you? But maybe just a little bit more pace.
Yeah, I think he could have done with just hitting that previous shot a bit harder. Got those balls moving a little bit more. As mad as it sounds, I actually think he should play safe here. I think he's playing himself into a cul-de-sac here. This pot's very difficult. Looks almost impossible to get to a colour. I just think the way Ding's suffering out there. I like this choice of shot. This is a good match play shot. He's played that quite thick to get behind
Ready,
the yellow.
Hawkins, 25.
And he's played it perfectly. Really good judgment, that shot. They played that shot based purely on how Ding's currently playing. Didn't see the point in going for the red, possibly missing it and gifting a chance to Ding. Choosing to keep it tight like that.
Yeah, and it takes some doing, doesn't it, to, you know, refuse a pot that you know is well within your grasp and one you fancy potting. But I think that's what makes Barry such a great match player. Sometimes you have to just accept that it's not gone perfect, play a good shot, keep control, keep the pressure on. And this is not easy for Ding. I think the left middle pocket is in the way of the natural angle to get down onto these 3 reds, which is what would be his ideal target. So he's looking at going the scenic route here. Just got to be careful. There are reds available. Should he slightly overhit this, or if he misjudges it? So looking to play off 4 cushions here, I suggest. How's the pace? The line's pretty good. Oh, very good. Yeah, he did well there.
He did, but he's just grazed that red as he's gone past it, and I think it's bolt straight to the green pocket, which is well within Barry's range. A little bit unfortunate there for Ding to hit that red and leave it on, but Barry's very interested in it. We have to play this quite slowly and trust the table. We've seen these turn off before.
1.
Played it quite firmly in the end, played through to the blue. Good shot.
Yeah, it was a good shot, but I think Ding can be slightly aggrieved there. Very unfortunate to leave that red dead straight. But sometimes when you play poorly, the balls punish you, and how about that? Oh, looked like Barry had pretty much had this frame wrapped up there
6.
after that good red, but that's gone horribly wrong. I think he's now snookered on all balls, so from sitting in his chair, Ding Junhui is in control in this frame. Up to Barry now to try and find a good escape and a safe spot on the table. I think he'll be looking to land on the same red, but again, may have to go twice across, so it can sometimes be misjudged.
Yeah, and if he goes past it, he'll leave at least 2 reds onto the corner pockets, and he could leave the red above the cushion into the right middle pocket here. Do well not to leave a pot on after this shot.
Ready, Hawkins, 6.
And he has left the red that I suggested to the middle pocket. Not sure if he can get past the black for the red into the right corner either, but the red to the middle's definitely on.
With the angle he's got on this red, it's hard to see how he can land on a colour. Don't think you can get past the black to be into the left corner. Maybe you can only land on the black into the middle, which is probably why he may end up refusing this. Try and keep control of the frame, play a good solid safety shot. This frame very much in the balance. Barry with a 14-point lead, but no real safe ball on the table, so important to win this safety battle. Yeah, a couple of shots available to Barry here, but whichever one he chooses has to play it properly. That red in the middle of the table will definitely be on, should anything be caught slightly thick or slightly short.
Played that well. Excellent shot. Excellent shot. Now Ding's got a similar shot for the red near the blue. Can play the safety off that half ball off the right hand side of it as we look. Needs to be careful with the red though. Arguably where the red goes is more important than where the white goes. I just caught that a bit thick. Shows you how much more difficult the shot's made by being off the cushion. And he's had a result there, finishing next to the brown like that. And he's very lucky to finish there. Barry won't want to move the red on the side cushion. That's made the counter-attack quite difficult, so I'm sure he'll leave that there. Can he get to the middle of the cue ball? Can he hit the cue ball at all without fouling the brown? Well, it was so difficult to strike the cue ball playing down this left-hand side of the table. He decided to move his only safe ball. He didn't want to do that at all, but he felt he had no option, so just tried to get a good length with the cue ball. Don't see a safety shot here. I think he'll have to play with the pot on one of these reds. I don't think he played to pot that. That was a very good shot. Great shot.
Yeah, good call, Sean. The natural potting angle was taking the cue ball into the red and black, so normally you want to play them sort of shots as a shot to nothing, and it wasn't available. Similar situation for Barry here. If he feels he can pot this red and take the cue ball in behind the red and black, it's worth taking on, but if he can't, it'll just be a straightforward safety back to balk. Well, he could pot it, and he could get behind the red and black. What a wonderful shot that was. Super cueing off that balk cushion. It's given him another chance to wrap this full frame up. Doesn't need to be too cute here. Just make sure this green cue was naturally coming down the left-hand side of the table for red near the pink. Yep, safely negotiated. So this is a clear-cut chance now for Barry to win this full frame.
Five.
Not straightforward from there to get to the next red, unless he plays the cannon and chooses to get on the red beneath the black. He wants to play for the loose red. The cannon could go wrong, but he'd have to screw the cue ball on and off the side cushion across the face of that red for that shot to happen, so looks like he's playing the cannon. And that could go wrong, and it has gone wrong.
11.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky. He didn't. Well, from up here, Sean, it looked like he could have quite easily played the blue there. It looked like a natural between brown and green. Anywhere down the right side of the table, he's going to have choice of them two reds.
Yeah, and he could have played the screw on and off the cushion, couldn't he? He's plenty of cue power. That was shot was well within his grasp. I think he just misjudged it. You know, there was nothing wrong with the shot he played. He just got it wrong. That was all. .25 points the lead. No ball safe. He has to be very, very careful here.
Hawkins 11.
It's not too bad. He wanted that red that he hit to go back across the other side of the table and possibly get the snooker behind blue or pink. As it is, Ding could pot this red. Oh, he got very, very close. So close it stayed over the pocket. Has he got the cover? He has not.
That's pretty straight though, so going to take some good cueing here from Barry Hawkins. We know he's got plenty of cue power.
1.
He didn't quite middle it, so cue ball a little bit closer to the cushion than he would have liked, and lots of pressure on this. If it goes in, he wins. If he misses it, more than likely going to lose the frame, so lots of pressure on this one. Yeah, nicely played. Kept nice and still there, you could see. Just delivered the cue sweetly. Now, just this red.
Yeah, and whilst I think both players have had opportunities to win all 4 of these frames, it could have been any score. I think 3-1 to Barry is probably fair. He's played the better snooker of the 2 so far tonight.
16. Hawkins 16 and the frame.
Well, the concession has come, so the players are going to leave for their mid-session interval.
Well,
Bit scrappy from both, but Barry Hawkins is going to take a 3-1 lead.
Okay. 39 now.